Hey everybody. I look like poop because I feel like poop, and I'm actually having a migraine right now. So this is as good as it gets, because once I'm done doing this, I'm going to go lay back down in a very, very dark room. But I said I was going to do this, so gosh darn it, we're doing this. I have no idea if I'm going to do tea, but you get lunch. And if it looks like there's less food in this bowl than there was last time I did this, then that's because there is. I have no appetite. I'm actually kind of nauseous. It's part of the fun of a migraine. My aunt makes me all these napkins, and I adore them. What's the point of a napkin if it's not fun, festive, and cool? So, we're gonna do... I know we've already done this Amberlynn Reid reaction to this particular video, which is nice because I know where to skip. But yesterday my apartment flooded, so I had to stop in the middle of doing my reaction to... God damn that light. I had to stop in the middle of my reaction to On Program Situation, which is unfortunate because I really like her. But I had originally planned to react to this particular video with Alex's Shook, so I figured, and I just love his face right now, which is the only reason we're frozen on this particular picture. I figured I could use a little humor, so there's that. Yes, phone, we get it. You exist. Your existence is acknowledged. I forgot to turn you off. You don't need a toddler, you just need a phone with a butt ton of alarms on it. I'm not going to be eating my pickles today. My stomach is very delicate. I'm not going to be eating my pickles today. My stomach is delicate and I don't want to aggravate it further. She says before she eats fucking butter chicken sauce. Same thing as the last couple lunches. Like I said, I guess this is meal prepping. I did make a large batch of butter chicken and a large batch of quinoa, and so I just kind of measure it out as I want it. And yeah, so there's that little secret. Also, I did weigh myself this morning. The scale did not die in the flood. So I did weigh myself, and you guys haven't been seeing my dinners, but my macros as per my health app are telling me that I'm keeping in that 130, or what did I say, 120 to 150 carb range. However, unlike last time, my weight's not changing. Now, that could have to do with many things, including stress. I mean, I tell you, it's fun having your apartment flood. But I'm also doing that thing that girls do, and that kind of does add a little bit of weight. So I subtracted a pound for that. We'll see. Weight fluctuation for that, for me, is usually not that much, so there is a difference, but it's just water weight, so I'm not that concerned about it. But my point being here is that my weight hasn't changed. Like, I haven't lost and I haven't gained any significant amount that I'm willing to get stressed about. I'm not going to be like, oh, I lost a pound, I'm so excited. No. So I think those are all the things I meant to get everybody up to date on, because I wanted to do a weigh-in so you all know how my weight's doing, and I wanted to tell you about the flood, and yeah, I have a migraine, so this could be interesting, which is a good thing that we're doing Alex's shit, because he's funny. Now, Alex can get a little rough sometimes, so I will have a few things to say. I haven't watched this one all the way through with him. But I think he's funny. Excuse me. I think he's funny. When I'm in a better mood, I think he's adorable. right now I'm like, my eyes are killing me. So let's go humor ALR in her newest mukbang. Let's do this. Sorry, the cleaning people for the apartment, not my apartment, but the building, are outside. So if you hear vacuuming and banging, that's because in the process of cleaning the carpet, they are also assaulting our doors. I'm sure they're very nice people, but they do like to bang into everything. Anyway, onward! Oh, yeah. Archibite. Just like I did the other day. Woo!
We've got a
situation. Hi guys, Alex here, and today we've got a doozy. So today we're here to react to Amberlynn's brand new video, which is called Mukbang Medical Diagnosis Tuna Celery Boats. And I am
I did speed him up.
super excited, but I can't help but feel like she's
I do have him sped up. He's not usually this manic.
punishing us. I mean, everyone says that they don't want any more mukbangs from her, and yet they keep coming. And I can't help but think about just last week when she told us she was disappointed in our reaction to her 50-pound weight loss. We weren't giving her enough pats on the back, and she has had enough. So what will she say today?
So, right there. Just... Seriously. So that right there just further confirms to me that A, not only is she trolling all of her reaction channels, but B, y'all are aware of it. At least Alex is. Which, when you know someone is actively trolling you, it does kind of change the way you interact with them. Like, you know, you've always got that friend who's always like, that's their sense of humor is to be like crass and like pseudo insulting and that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who has friends like that, but my point being, when you know they're just giving you crap to give you crap, you give crap back because that's how you're having fun. It's like the joke. The joke is that you guys are like joking with each other. Anyway, I don't think Amberlynn understands that if she trolls her audience and her audience is on to the trolling, they're gonna troll her back. Like, it's a give and take situation. Anyway.
I have to say, I'm a little alarmed. Just by looking at her hand, it looks like she might have sprained her wrist or something, but I'm sure she'll tell us what actually happened in the video. So let's just get right into it.
Did she ever tell us what happened to her wrist?
Shall we? Hey guys, so hey Amberlynn. So we have some, I was going to say cucumber boats, but those are not her famous cucumber boats, so that would be an interesting troll. We're looking at some celery boats today. Alright, why?
Mukbang. So I'm a little shaken up. I got a phone call before I sat down. I had all my phone, sorry, like I said, I'm a little late. I had all my food ready to rumble, and then I got a phone call. I've been playing phone tag with my doctor's office. So we'll get into that. I had a few topics I wanted to talk about today. I guess we'll get around to them.
I always find it interesting how she complains about the constant rumor and speculation, but we're using a medical diagnosis to clickbait this video.
Again, she's totally trolling you. I think this is the first time I've actually been like 100% aware of it, that Alex is a lot more aware of ALR's BS, or at least he's more willing to directly call it out than everybody else seems to be. I'm really sorry for the quality of this video, you guys, but we're doing this, okay? We're doing this. I wonder what candle is burning in the background.
We're in for a wild ride.
Obviously, we have an apple.
Obviously.
Yeah. I find it quite irritating when she introduces the food to us like, this is an apple, you guys. Have you ever seen that before? It's quite interesting, right?
I want to start off by saying I have been having the hardest time finding a doctor that works for me.
You've got to be kidding me. Her famous line, that's what works for me. You would think that after all the doctors she went through, she would be able to find one. But I have a hard time believing that there was a problem with any of these doctors. The problem is Amber.
Amber's doctor shopping is very well known within Amber's community, so having people call her out on her doctor shopping is not in any way, shape, or form surprising. I was wondering if I should skip ahead to where I dropped off in her video, but he says things that might be different. So far, actually, he's calling her out on the exact same shit on Program Situation called her out on, and that's not because I think they're copying each other. I think that's because it's just obvious.
If you guys ever feel like something's wrong within your body, keep fighting for that. Because a lot of doctors kind of bypass certain situations. This recently happened with a friend of mine. She knew something was wrong. And it turns out she went to a few doctors and they ignored her. And she was right. Something is very wrong. It's like personal. You don't have to get into that right now.
No, that was just a friend, you guys. Don't speculate on who it was, even though she only has about 2. Dana, Destiny. Who else would it even be? Ray?
I think the thing to take away here is people don't believe her at all anymore at, like, in any capacity. So I think what Alex is implying is that she it's not a friend that she's talking about. She's talking about herself.
Yeah.
I've been through my fair share of doctors, and none of them.
They just don't work for me.
Seriously, I would like to feel like
She has us believing that every doctor in Kentucky is a quack, and I have a hard time believing that. I'm sure that some are, just like some in California definitely are, but there are some amazing doctors, and she shouldn't be thinking that every single one is not working for her.
The reason people keep calling her out on this is something that I pointed out yesterday too. Amberlynn's been to, let me see if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think she's on doctor number 4 or 5 since I've been watching her, and that doesn't count the many times she's been to the ER in the past 2 years. So in 2 years she's gone through 5-ish doctors, and she's been to the ER at least probably as many times, 5 times at least, in the past 2 years for various things. So this is why everybody keeps calling her out on this. Now, I don't know if I got to this point, but Amberlynn and Chantel both have the same complaint about their doctors. I don't know how badly Chantel doctor shops because I haven't paid that much attention, but both of them seem to really want a doctor that's going to treat them like super special individual diamonds in the rough and pat them on the back and be like, no, it's okay that you're morbidly obese. We'll figure out a way to like have you lose weight while you can still eat as much food as you can cram into your mouth. So this is what happens when I'm having a migraine. I lose my filter. So that's why everybody keeps calling her out on her doctor thing. I would say it's mean. I would, but knowing the history of what's going on, it's just impossible too.
What do you guys think of Dana? Speaking of her, she posted on Instagram her Cash App screenshot, and then people were calling her out like, what are you doing asking for money on Instagram? And then she posts again saying that she just couldn't figure out. She was trying to send it to someone in particular, and she couldn't figure out what she was doing. I have a hard time buying that.
That's the problem with everybody in ALR's community, because ALR is so, wow, that's a face. Because she is so unreliable, her unreliableness has bled into the people that surround her. And so now everyone in the community doubts the reliability of ALR and her friends by association. So what I find really interesting here there is the way that the ruination of ALR's reputation is actually directly affecting the people in ALR's immediate vicinity. Vicinity? Vicinity. Anyway, no one actually cares. And it's affecting them negatively. Eric Cook recently took to his YouTube channel and was like, hey guys, what do you want to see from my channel? And all of them were like, more videos of ALR. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, the only reason half of the people that watch his channel is because they want to see shots of Amberlynn. They're not watching it for Eric, they're watching it for Amberlynn. And the same thing is happening to Destiny and Dana, which one of them is her ex-girlfriend. Destiny is her ex-girlfriend, and Dana is Destiny's new fiance. And everybody, I don't know, Amberlynn and Dana are trying to be friends, I guess. At least that's how it appears on the camera. But everybody is suspicious of Dana now because of her association with Amberlynn. So it's interesting how one person's reputation can affect multiple people down a line.
Oh, Amberlynn. She was probably trying to send it to Amberlynn. Let's be real here. That's the real tea, y'all. Ooh. And I oop.
And every time I went to a doctor, they never did labs on me. When I would go for this problem. They never did. And I just thought that was so weird because labs can tell you.
I think that they
about your health.
Can tell what the issue is here, girl, and I hate to break it to you, but it probably has something to do with hygiene.
Also, doctors know when you're doctor shopping. They have ways of figuring that out. And if this is a trait of, well, A, drug addicts, and B, hypochondriacs, and doctors don't want to work with either of those two people, not because they don't want to help those people get better, but because those two people have a tendency to get doctors in trouble. So you have other people to thank for issues like that. But if you're not doctor shopping, it won't be that big of a deal. However, they do know how to flag people who are doctor shopping. Especially when you have a limited area in which you can doctor shop. They kind of all know each other.
Maybe the problem was just really obvious.
I feel like I have so much food today, but so much to talk about. Give me a moment, I'm gonna do a little bit of eating.
Alex does this every now and then. Well, he'll break away and go do some research for Amberlynn. There's a face.
5 minutes prior to filming this. Let's do a little. How's it gonna work? And
Oh, thank God you're editing them. Bless you.
that scares me. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Because there is something. I know exactly what's coming in.
I need a 10-second skip button on my YouTube videos. A 10-second jump.
So don't come to me.
Yeah, see, that just goes straight to the next one. We're not watching the oranges.
I'm going to pause the video and look more into anemia because I'm not knowledgeable of it. All right, we're taking a look at the Mayo Clinic page for anemia now, so we can better understand what causes it and what are the risk factors. So, let's see. Symptoms can include fatigue, which she has complained about, weakness, pale or yellowish skin, which has been brought up a lot, shortness of breath, which could also be her obesity as well. Some causes: iron deficiency, vitamin deficiency, which she already stated that she had. We saw earlier that B12, lacking B12 can also cause the dark knuckles that she was experiencing. And risk factors include a diet lacking in certain vitamins or minerals. Alright, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. From what I've read and what I'm gathering, I believe that she can turn this around, especially since her doctors don't seem to be too frightened, like they're just telling her to take supplements, so
Yeah.
it appears that she could turn this around easily.
This is the thing that's, like, most annoying with the majority of Amberlynn's diagnoses. They're all reversible. And they're all easily reversible. Like, this thing with the vitamins, all she's got to do is take a multivitamin, and I think she says she has to take, like, a vitamin D, a prescribed vitamin D. There are prescription strength vitamins out there in the world. It's weird to me, but they exist. So all she's got to do is take 2 little supplements every day, and this anemia thing will probably be handled. The thing with her weird ass never going away bladder infection that I'm pretty sure she's breeding a superbug for, because as far as I know, she's been on three different antibiotics for the same issue. And most of that's because she won't go see the same doctor twice for the problem, and she doesn't have a GP, so she has no one to follow up with. So they just keep prescribing her pills. And one time she said she didn't even take them, so they're giving her prescriptions, but she won't take them, much like the vitamins. You know, she buys them, but then she doesn't take them. She claims that she's terrified of medicine for some reason, but of the things to be terrified about in her life, the medication that the doctors are prescribing to her are probably not the thing. How she's not on insulin, I don't know. But the thing is she doesn't go to doctors, she doesn't get labs done, she doesn't do follow-up, so there's no way for her to know if she is diabetic and does require insulin. So who knows?
With a change in diet, which she claims she's doing.
I don't understand. This is a mukbang thing, I finished my plate. Like, just... Somebody called her out one time and was like, well, a lot of people did. Why do you have to finish everything on your plate? And I think that is a very strange question to ask somebody, especially if you grew up near the Midwest or in the Midwest or someplace south. You eat everything that's on your plate. And it's one of the reasons why the Midwest and the South are so big. Because we also believe in large servings. But it's just a manners thing. If there's food on your plate, you eat the food on your plate, whether you like it or not. And that actually took me a long time to overcome as a mental block. You know, if somebody puts food on your plate and you don't like it, you gotta eat it anyway. So her finishing everything on her plate shouldn't really be surprising to people. Most people that I know in the Midwest and in the southern states do not leave food on their plates. It's just not... It's considered rude, so you don't do it. Unless you've already gone back for like seconds or thirds, and even then you're kind of expected to finish what you put on your plate. So that, again, I think I've ranted about cultural differences and how I can identify with Amberlynn, because it seems to me, just from observing and listening to her, that she and I have a similar American cultural upbringing. White Anglo-Saxon, neither of us are Protestant, but you know, it's just the things that she eats, the things that she says, the habits that she displays. I recognize all of them as part of my cultural background here in America. And so when people are like, why does she do that? I'm like, because that's how we were raised. That's what we were taught to do. And it's hard to break familiarly implanted habits, because that's how, because you were never demonstrated anything differently until you grew up and got out of your, you know, out of your house and you start meeting new people. And this is one of the reasons why things like going away to college or moving to another city and getting away from your family group, I think is important, even if it's only for like 6 months to maybe a year, because you get to go and experience a new culture group, even if it's just the next state over. Sometimes that's all it takes. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Most recent time, no doctors ever wanted to follow up with me. But
I just noticed she said that. Doctors will follow up with you if you follow up with them. The only time a doctor has ever called me is if I've had a test done and we're waiting on the results. And then, you know, and it's a day or two later, or sometimes a week, depending on what the test is. But doctors don't call you to make appointments. You have to call them. You have to schedule a follow-up with them, not the other way around. The only time I've ever seen a doctor do what she wants is with the VA. My partner gets his medical through the Veterans Affairs. And I'm not slamming them. We've actually had a lot of luck with the VA. They've helped us out a great deal. They keep track of him. They will send him reminders to schedule his yearly, because he has to have just a general health check every year. And there was, his dental. So he knows when to make his appointments because the VA reaches out to him. But I've never had a dentist or doctor that personally reaches out to me to have me make appointments. It's on me to do that. My dentist will occasionally send me a postcard. It's time for your 6-month cleaning. You know, but that's not them calling me. Anyway, doctors aren't going to do what she wants them to do, and I don't know why she thinks they will. I think it's just an excuse for her to be like, oh, I never went back to this doctor because they never followed up with me. Did they call you with your lab results? Because that's all they're going to do.
This one. I haven't do labs. We're going to find out what what's wrong. You're going to come back and test you for this medicine. Like, just so
That's not follow-up.
Like, she is on it.
That's what every doctor does.
So I have an appointment with them in a month to see if the vitamins are working. And then I have another appointment with them, actually. It's taking about 2 weeks to see if the antibiotic I'm on now for my bladder infection is working. It seems like no antibiotics like me, I guess.
I'm not doing the rice cakes again.
Probably because you've been on so many, you've built up a resistance to it. It's very frightening, you know, something like that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yeah.
I hear voices. I think Eric's watching TV. You guys know.
Eric, you better turn that down, or you're not going to get your salary this week.
Container, which has my shoes in it. That's the only thing I have.
That's one of the things that does bother me. I'm glad he did it because I don't think I've had anything to bitch about this little video. There's this assumption that ALR is buying her friends, and I don't know if I was around for the beginning of this particular theme, so I don't really understand the origin of it. But there's this idea that Amber is paying for everything in the house, paying for the attentions of the people in the house, and that's why they all treat her nice, is because they want money from her. I don't know. I don't want to believe that that's true, and I've never been shown any direct evidence to believe that that's true. With Dana and Destiny, I do think they're mooching off of Amberlynn. I do think that they are using her just because of the interactions that I've seen with them. And Destiny's shifty. When Destiny and Amber were together, Amber showered Destiny with gifts and all kinds of stuff. It very, buying affection kind of way. And I think Destiny got used to that and then screwed that up and is now with Dana. The two of them moved back to Kentucky. Amber apparently paid for the move. They're looking for a place to live. Apparently Amber's giving them money. And this is why I'm like, Amber's not over Destiny. Because she's basically still taking care of Destiny. Destiny's still on her phone bill. Like, they share a phone bill together. And these are not things that she does with anyone else. So that kind of just annoys me in general. But I don't see that behavior with Eric and Ricky. And I don't see it with Raph and whoever Raph's new girlfriend is. But I do see her do that with Becky. I do see her buy Becky things. I do see her pay for stuff for Becky. Paying for things, much like the eating, it's like the only outlet she has. The only two things Amber can really do, the only two things she really has control over anymore is food and her finances. And so, she buys people's affections by buying them oodles and oodles of gifts or giving them money because it's all she's got. She can't do anything else. And I think that, personally, I think she's emotionally stunted enough that she doesn't know how to emotionally bond with people, which is why her and Becky's relationship actually kind of works for her because it's kind of a low-key, no-pressure relationship. At least that's how it comes off with me. To me. But I just don't understand the narrative of she's buying all of her friends. People like people. It is entirely possible that Eric likes Amber. He's got that quirky sense of humor. I could see the two of them liking each other as friends. Becky at least can stand Amber a little bit, or else they wouldn't be together. I don't think Becky would be in it just for the money. These are my personal opinions on the matter. Also, I've not really seen behavior like that. That makes me think that she's being abused financially by the people in her life, with the exception of Destiny and Dana. So yeah, I do think those two are taking advantage of her, but I don't think everyone else is. I think she's foisting money on them, but I don't think they're necessarily demanding money from her. Anyway.
We'll hold my food and also show you guys my food, so.
I don't know what to think of Amber Lynn's channel right now. I feel like she's punishing us just based on what she said in her previous video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
No, don't do it. I don't want to watch that one, yes. Yeah, I like Alex. He's funny. That was just a really boring video in general. But everything else is like, I'm not watching that freaking orange one again. And all of her other ones have been mukbangs as well, so... But I like Alex. He's funny. I think he's a lot more aware of the fact that Amber is trolling everyone to the point where he can even just call it out. I don't remember who it was that said that the mukbangs are... I think it was Rose that said that these mukbangs are Amber's way of acting out when she gets mad at her audience. She just does a bunch of mukbangs. And I believe that. I don't think it's a tantrum exactly, but I think it is, like he says, it's her way of punishing her haters by making them watch mukbangs, and the mukbangs are boring and there's not a lot to react to, so it creates a boring reaction. So yeah, I do think she's trying to prove a point. I think she's trying to punish the audience. She's definitely trolling her haters. And you know what? I will see you guys around tea time, maybe. I make no promises, so don't be surprised if you don't see another video today. This light's killing my eyes. I'm gonna go lay down and, yeah. See you guys. If I don't see you later on today, I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 5, which I honestly think is going to be the final day, because then it's the weekend, and like I said, my partner is not amused by these at all. He thinks they're dumb, because they are. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.